Hi everybody. In this video, I'm running Selenium router inside a Docker swarm. For this, we have to run in a group of test cases inside services in a parallel mode. We will represent all these services in a Docker swarm file, and these stack services will be the infrastructure for our test run. We are gonna see how to deploy the stack and view how the router will distribute the test workloads across multiple nodes. These nodes will be represented as services or services replicas. And finally, let's see how to view the test report out of the test execution. Let's jump in. Let's take a look at this graph. It depicts how our tests will be running. Here in the center point, we have a Selenium router, which is responsible for distributing the test loads across multiple nodes. And these nodes could be represented by the services or the containers of the service itself. You can control how many nodes you're running or you're distributing the test cases across. So when you're running or start running our test cases, the test container will talk to the Selenium router service and inform that we need to run the test cases across multiple nodes, as you can see, in a parallel mode. And now let's take a look at our project. Notice here I'm running 7 classes in parallel. And one more thing, let's take a look at docker-compose file. Here I'm including the test environment, the test container. I'm using Maven image, and I'm overriding the entry point for the container. I will use this shell script. Let's take a look at this shell script here. This is much better. I'm running Maven clean test, and finally upon the test execution I will copy whatever inside Surefire reports into another directory inside the container. One more thing to show you is Docker Compose. Here I'm passing the Selenium router, which is the name of this service, and as well as the port number here as Selenium router or hub URL. Inside this code I should read this variable. Let's see this. It's located here. I'm reading the environment variable called hub to establish a connection to the Selenium hub or the Selenium router as a URL here. I want to show you, this is the link. This is the URL to the Docker Compose file, but notice here I have removed the Edge and Firefox, as I'm only running inside a Chrome, as well as I have included the test container itself inside this stack, as you can see here. I have also added a report container which exposes port 8000 on the local host machine. Make sure you have activated Docker Swarm mode. So in order to make sure, let's run this command, docker system info and look for swarm value, and it says swarm is inactive, so I have to activate swarm mode first before I can run this run in Docker Swarm. Now, as you can see, it says initialized the current node as a manager node. Let's and now it says swarm is active. Now let's start up our deploy, but please make sure the entry point here is executable before running the deploy. Docker stack deploy compose file will be docker compose file, and I will give it a name as router, for example, any name of your choice. And sorry, you can make sure everything is okay. Docker stack services router, and here is a list of the services. If you navigate to the port 4444, you can see tests are running in parallel with a queue size of 5, as we are running 5 replicas of the Chrome nodes. So tests are running right now in parallel. As you can see, I have 5 nodes. Of course, you can scale up or down these replicas from the Docker compose file. As you can see here, I have set replicas 5. You can set the replicas number as you wish. Let's check the service logs for our test. If you type this command, docker service logs router test, which is our service name, you can see all the logs coming out from this from the test run. As you can see here, all the tests have passed successfully, and you can list all the services inside a stack using docker stack services and give the name of the stack. Here is where I have got router test from this command. Now we need to expose the report, the test report. As we can see from the logs, tests have passed, but now we can see the report. If I navigate to port 8000, I can see all the tests here, and this is the Maven Surefire report, as I have exposed this. If you remember from this one, I have a report container which exposes port 80 inside the container and map it to port 8000 to the local host. Thank you for watching.